Alright, I'm back, and this is a confusing screen. Let me see what's happening here. I have some code that will display my emoji, and basically I've lost track if it's even working. Let's see. Yeah, so it's back, and if I remove that Bitmoji, it deletes it from the screen. And anyway, that's just a little practice fooling with. So in the last episode, I was complaining about this code base. I'll show you what I mean. I want to also right. So I'm in this branch here, but I want to switch back to main. Yeah, I do. Yes. Oh, interesting. Do I have permitted changes in here? I think I can. Oh, it really wants to do the stash. Okay, I'm gonna do it manually then. Just bear with me. Okay, so this is gonna change in a bit. It's on main now, but in the stream yesterday, this code base that we have, it's very short. You could see it's just all of this, like less than 100 lines, but it's kind of a mess. And yesterday I mentioned this function here where I'm passing in the window, but that window is and I have the function guesses board. I mean, I have the variable guesses board, but I have to pass it into this function. But this function could just as easily get at this variable if it was organized a little better. It's about organization, and it doesn't feel clean anymore. And truthfully, I've been thinking about the organization of this for a while. Yeah, so that's something I've been mulling over and thinking about. Maybe I want to do things a little differently. And, so if you visit the repo, for a little bit in the past hour, I've been fooling around with this version, Rearchitect TUI branch. I'll use the underscore there. And the code is significantly different. If I were to see now, what would be cool is if I could do a difference between these branches. But what I'm really going to do is I'm just going to live code these changes, because I've already worked out the changes, and I can always refer to the branch online. But I want to show you what reorganizing it is going to give us. First, I want to see. Yeah, so don't know if I can click on these two and maybe branch, do a difference or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off screen and I'm going to go into main, and really I'm going to reorganize this code into class. What that looks like will be something like this. And what that will allow us to do is the new main, which is this, will call this class, tell it to draw itself, walk through the guesses, there's 6 of them, and it will ask the class for the prompt, and that prompt will supply a string. Then that string will be passed back into the class to update the row. And of course, when we add in the full logic, remember our letter row, our letter and our guess row classes, when we add those into, let's call it a model, we can then update this class, which is a view. This main is to me ultimately like a controller of some sort, and so these terms of something controlling a view and something controlling a model is a design pattern in computers known as MVC, Model View Controller. I am not an expert on Model View Controller, and I've been spending time with books, and I'm going to now spend time offline, finding resources online so that I can share them with you that will make some sense out of it. But you can see here quite clearly that this organization is just a lot cleaner than how it kind of is here. What is all of this? It's definitely messy, and to some extent, even the functions in our simple command line name, even this, it's also less than 100 lines, but it too is messy, and it would be great to clean that up. And there's an option here where ultimately the direction is to perhaps make a class out of the CLI version, and then depending on whether the user picks the line mode or the curses mode, it can display either one, and both can live in harmony with each other, because clearly these two things, the CLI and the TUI, represent word is the guess, is the word solved or not. That model is the same. The only thing that's changing is the view. Ultimately, the controller, the game loop, is also, we're going to be able to extend this all the way to when we learn SwiftUI, and maybe by then I don't know, maybe I'll switch to a different program by that point, but right. So I'm going to go off screen. I'm going to try to convert main into a separate I was doing in this afternoon. I'm going to refer to this often because it did solve a few things like these types, but I'm going to try to do it from scratch because you'll see the bug that I ran into. So again, I'm going to go off screen. and program these things. So I don't know. I think I was off screen talking, and now I'm back on screen. So now I'm gonna go back off screen. Yeah. I'm going to jump online again and say this refactoring is going to enable us to call this class and make a game board and play the game but do it where the code is much more organized. Right here, I'm moving a lot of these things all the way to the top so that they're declared. They're declared up here, and also then will be also available down here in these functions. These are functions of the same in the class methods. These methods have the full access to the variables that are inside of this class. So that's something that will prevent stuff like this craziness with me passing in the window. Okay, I'm going to try to build this version and see if it holds up. So some things are missing here, like bra should have the word funk in front of it. And cannot find W in scope. So what line is this? 43. So here I did not get rid of this. This should be guesses board. And again, it'd be great if Vim mode had the period command, which would repeat the previous edit. Instead, I retyped in the first letters of guessboard so that I could do the autocomplete, but this guess counter is going to be passed in with the argument G. This is the argument label. This is the parameter G. So this is guess G. 6. And this needs to return a string. This is part of the new main, and that will look, if I have it right, it will look like this. Let's see how well I did on this. So let's see what this looks like when I build it. Incorrect argument label. I have G. And 117. So the game prompt, it's guess counter. Oof. A little redundant. It's better down here with this function. I'm in fact going to change it. See, here it's just passing in the integer G. Okay, so I'll do the same up here. I'll leave this be G. And this will be G. Still coming up to speed with the argument label. So this is it. This is the code. You can definitely see there's a bug here, and I'm going to try to spend a few minutes solving this offline, but watch when I put in the letters. That's wow, I put in a number here. Look at that, it got very confused. Again, it won't happen when we put the real logic in, because our logic will check if the word is in the dictionary. Oh, actually, I misinterpreted that. This % is the prompt. Yeah, I'm in a bad state here. I'm typing in the letter LS, and I'm getting this. I had looked this up earlier. There's a command called stty, which will set the options for your terminal. And you can pass in a switch called sane. Now, you can't see me type this. But I just typed stty sane, and now things are working properly. So, right, I'm gonna commit this, and actually, let me do this. Get diff head, and this is a little bit of what I was going for, trying to compare old main with the new Rearchitect, but now I'm comparing the changes that I made earlier today against the changes I just made tonight, and you can see a little bit of how the organization has dramatically changed. Yeah, I think I just realized update guest world GUI wide. I can put the close. I forgot to call close. Let me do that. Excellent. So I'm gonna go and commit this, and then I'm gonna try to solve this bug. I haven't solved it yet. I was trying to earlier with all those refreshes. But first, let me commit this. So that's good. Now I'm going to go offline again, and I'm going to try to solve this refresh problem. The other thing I want to point out is that it does draw the keyboard correctly. But it doesn't draw the windows correctly. That's what's bothersome. I'm going to add this. I've added this term refresh here. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to do anything. And I have this refresh down here too. It just doesn't want to redraw this. Test the change. Try one small thing, test it, and then proceed from there or revert it. The key is a small change, but it's you have to find the right balance of what the change should be. But you see what my goal is. I'm just trying to draw the title window, the empty guesses board, which I have here, and it draws properly here. So in fact, I'm going to try that right now. I believe I just figured out what the problem is. In this code and this code, notice that I never called the init. No, I did call, the init is called automatically. Okay, back to my drawing board. Well, I just solved it, and once again, it's this mysterious term.refresh right after the initialization of the library. I don't know what that special property is. There isn't a init here. It clearly wants to call the refresh function, which is not this. Which is this. So it wants to call this. This thing is the trigger that needs to be called after this. I don't remember this in the documentation, but I'm going to take this victory. I did want to get this displaying. It does. First, earth, cloth. Yeah, so this is working. Including this prompt. And we have a much better looking setup. So let me go and commit this change. I'm glad and how I solved it is I just looked at what worked before. I went to GitHub. I could have gone into my own local copy, of course, but on GitHub I went through the history and I found an old copy of the program, and I saw myself doing this, and I said, you know what, let me try that, and that ended up being the issue. The next time we'll come on, we'll finally tackle this keyboard business, the one that I've been saying I'm going to do. When we type in this, the letters F-I-F-T-H, the letters F-I and T-H will be dimmed out, and we're going to be able to put that into a function that will be easy to understand and rationalize in here. Not in here. In here. We'll call it update keyboard. We'll also clean this code up a little bit because clearly I did a couple of refreshes here that look different, and also use the keyboard display, which I initialized but never used. I'm gonna have introduce a function and all that stuff. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow. Don't know if it's gonna be Saturday. Maybe I'll even come on Sunday. So just stay tuned to see when I come on. And again, thank you for checking this out. Talk with everybody soon.